potential buyout of Sterling Industries, a discussion he'd been trying to have with me for weeks. I'd been deliberately delaying, wanting to see how desperate they'd become. That's wonderful, I murmured, hiding my smile behind my champagne glass. Try not to embarrass me when he arrives, Marcus added. Just stay in the background, this is important for my career. Before I could respond, a sudden hush fell over the room. James Harrison had arrived, his commanding presence drawing all eyes. He was exactly as I remember from our video calls, tall, distinguished, with steel gray hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. Marcus immediately straightened, tugging Jessica along as he prepared to greet his CEO. But before he could take 2 steps, Harrison's eyes landed on me, and his face lit up with recognition. Miss Mitchell, he called out, striding purposefully in my direction. I had no idea you'd be here. Marcus froze mid-step, confusion written across his face. Jessica's perfectly plucked eyebrows drew together in bewilderment. Mom, Harrison continued as he reached me, extending his hand respectfully. We've been trying to arrange a meeting for weeks. I didn't expect to run into you at an employee's wedding. I could feel Marcus's eyes boring into me as I shook Harrison's hand. Hello James, surprised to see me here? Why wouldn't I be? It's not every day you run into the CEO of Aurora Consulting at a company wedding. He glanced at Marcus, then back to me, realization dawning in his eyes. Unless, wait, is Marcus my brother? I confirmed, allowing myself a small smile as I watched the color drain from Marcus's face. Though he didn't know about my position until just now, the silence that followed was deafening. I could see my mother's hand trembling as she clutched her champagne glass, my father's jaw hanging open in shock. But it was Marcus's expression that truly captured the moment, a mixture of disbelief, embarrassment, and dawning horror as he realized he had just spent the last hour mocking his boss's boss's boss. James Harrison looked between us, clearly trying to process this revelation. Your brother, but he said his sister worked at a small local consulting firm. That's what they all thought, I said, my voice carrying clearly in the stunned silence. I never corrected them. Jessica's wine glass slipped from her fingers, shattering on the marble floor. The sound seemed to break the spell of silence, and suddenly everyone was talking at once. But I kept my eyes on Marcus, watching as his carefully constructed world of superiority crumbled around him. This wasn't how I'd planned to reveal my success, but as I stood there, watching my family's perception of me shatter like Jessica's wine glass, I realized that sometimes the best moments in life are the unplanned ones. And this moment, this was just the beginning. The next few minutes at the wedding reception felt like a carefully choreographed dance of chaos. My mother, always obsessed with appearances, tried desperately to salvage the situation. Sophie darling, she gushed, suddenly appearing at my side, why didn't you tell us about your position? I took another sip of champagne, savoring the moment. You never asked, I replied. Mom, you were all too busy celebrating Marcus's achievements to care about my little consulting job. James Harrison was still standing nearby, looking both amused and uncomfortable. Miss Mitchell, I had no idea this was a family event for you. Perhaps we could discuss the murder. Murder, Marcus interrupted, his face shifting from shock to panic. He grabbed my arm, fingers digging in painfully. What merger? I carefully removed his hand, keeping my voice level. The one where Aurora Consulting is considering buying Sterling Industries. I turned to Harrison. Though after tonight, I'm having second thoughts about the acquisition.